Hi, I am Audra, and before I get excommunicated from the community, I'm going to do a quick shot review for you because I did try these things today. As much as I try to film and as often as I film, I don't have the energy to edit. So that's a thing. Um, like, that's a thing. That's a reality. That is what I'm going to be living with. I don't know which one of these I did right. So we're just going to turn them both on and hit save. Like, yes, honey, you are a winner. You are the best. Oh, that see, now that I've done that, I can delete the other one. Yes, bitch. Okay, we got that going. Now I'm feeling like a winner. I feel like I know what I'm doing. All right, because apparently I did not realize that I had two accounts for this. Hey, Tamia. Oh my God. Hi. What are y'all doing here? Y'all came just in time. I always say that. Like, what are you doing here? They came for your live stream that you scheduled twice. And two ways. I'm Audra. And before, like I said, I get excommunicated from the beauty community, I'm going to go on ahead. And first and foremost, I am going to do a quick little review because I did purchase a thing or two a while ago. And let me be very, very real. First of all, I don't have the energy to edit right now. Like Monday alone, I worked from 6 a.m. until almost 9 p.m. I don't feel like it. Bo is going to be chewing his bone in the background. If that noise is going to irritate you, I'm not going to make him leave. That's my baby. So quick review on the NYX Pandarin. Is that how? Listen, again, I'm not an Avatar stan. So Pandoran, Paradise Blush Palette. It's hot trash. The only thing that's good in it, semi good in it, is the highlighter, and you actually have to layer both of these to get anything. So it's nothing. Like, I mean, I have on at least three of these blushes, and it's just like barely anything. It's hot, hot garbage. Hot garbage. Welcome in, Angela. Welcome to your first live stream. I'm glad you could make it. So yeah, this is hot garbage. Totally do not recommend spending any of your hard-earned money on it. I will say that the lip, very nice. Very, very nice. I am not wearing that on my eyes. We're gonna get into Moira on another live stream. I did take notes, y'all. I filmed this, but I didn't like it. And I was like, you know what? We're just going to talk about it live because that's who I am as a person. And there's a few catalysts to this situation. One, some of y'all may have seen the video I did of reacting to Kaki's content. And despite my best efforts, listen, I do like Kaki's non-beauty review content. I like their just chatty content. I enjoy that a lot. It's a good time. Feels like a nice time. I like her like that. Like, I don't listen. It's not an offense. I don't like most beauty content right now. It's not a good time for me, and I'm going to get into why in my Walking Dead AMC notebook that I have here. High frequency beauty. I'm so glad you said that. Like, it is pretty, but will it work? Yeah, it will. It's very pretty, but it just doesn't. Like, you, I had to do so much work to even get like this tiny amount, if you can even see it in this lighting, but like the tiniest amount of blush to show up on my face. It is hot trash. It's not great. It's not great. Yeah. Like khaki tea. Yeah, I like khaki. Like, see, so let me just tell you, when I say I like somebody's like content that isn't their beauty content, it's because I'm not really digging beauty content in general right now. So it's not like a slight to anyone in particular. It's literally me just being like, yeah, I'm not really watching that, but I like all like their other content outside of that. And I really like the content where she's just chatty because like looks like somebody that like we could get wine drunk, like a warm wine drunk and have like a nice time together. She's in her hot mom phase. Like, I'm digging it. I mean, I'm not going to be a hot mom because I'm not a mom, but you see what I'm saying? Enjoy it. Hey, Kim, how are you doing? So I took some notes because I've been asking myself some questions. So between the video that I did reacting to her, and I just watched Mia's Virtual Vanity had a video that she just put out recently, and I've been wondering because I feel like a lot of us are saying this, and we don't really want to say it out loud, which is like a lot of us beauty content creators are simply not even watching other like beauty content. Like, I will watch my friends' content, obvi, right? They're my friends. But even then, ooh, even that's getting a little rough. I have to be honest. Yeah, that is actually getting a little rough. Oh, I hate it. Oh, that hurt me to say out loud. But here we are. Lurk away and make bread. I'm very excited. Um, I don't see Angela. Angela's opening the floor. I find myself getting a bit annoyed with beauty only content too. I prefer more personal stuff like blogs or chat with me's. Exactly. And that is why I have a list here talking about the different types of beauty content. And it's about 16. I'm going to try not to keep this being super long. For those of you who are watching this, after the fact, because if I deigned to keep it up instead of being a weirdo and just like being like, oh, I'm gonna trim it later, and then I never trim it because I don't have time. Listen, once we get out of the Christmas holiday, you know what I mean? I will have time to actually take these down. The full live will stay up on the Patreon. But right now, babes, I can't do it. I cannot. It has been rough. I've snapped people. Listen, if you have those collection box units and you see your mail person and if they're all open, don't ask them if you can get your mail. It's rude. Let us finish. It's getting dark early. Leave us alone. Anyway, that being said, one of the first, I'm gonna dive in. Who does that? It was that one guy that I stopped watching. What's his name? Ken Cope, Angel Ankle. He's an Australian. Anyways, who cares? Point is, we're going to talk about one of the most controversial pieces of beauty content that exists currently, and that is the declutter. Now, there are two camps of the declutter. Okay, two camps. There is the camp that has sensibilities. They understand that this, for a lot of people, is a job or a side hustle, if you will, if it makes you feel good. They understand that, and therefore they enjoy a good declutter. They like to see what it is that you ended up deciding to keep in your collection forever or until the next round of cuts. And they like to hear what you had to say about the products that you didn't keep because, people don't get to watch every single moment, every single second of your content. And therefore, they didn't see the video that you had 3 months ago about that product. So, in seeing your declutter, they get to see it. All right. Then you have the other camp, the bitter bitches who are just so unreasonably angry at you decluttering. Um, and the thing is, you don't have to enjoy watching a declutter, but you don't have to be a bitter bitch about it either. And so many people are bitter ass bitches. Luke Alexander, thank you. Thank you, Maisha, coming in clutch. But there are so many people who are just bitter about a declutter, go off every last way. They scream and yell. The many different beauty forums that I look at, because I told you I'm not ashamed to admit it. I am a nosy bitch. I look at all kinds of beauty forums, unless I see my name, in which case I skip that because I don't need to see anything that you're saying about me, good or bad. And I'm not, I know myself, so I don't look. But the way that people come in hot on declutters, being like, well, they didn't even use it on their channel, as if people don't have a real life. I just want you to like think about that. When you're being bitter, right? And you're like, they didn't remember that people live outside of this box. And like, real talk, they use these products outside of this box. And like, that's why they're in a declutter right now. It's not, it's wild. And it becomes this whole conversation about consumerism and having too much stuff. And like, listen, first of all, I don't like doing declutters on my channel. Because one, I don't want any smoke, but two, I don't give a shit. I'm throwing it away. I don't have the time or the energy. I know that people will be like, oh, sell it on. I'm not selling it on any of those sites. I used to have a video on my channel about why I quit doing Poshmark. And it was because of the very reason that the very moment that somebody bought something, it was both very exciting and also just like crushing to me, because I knew that I meant that I'd have to get everything together and package it and like da 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 da, and like all of that, too stressful, too stressful for me. And I was like, I can't do this, because you have to maintain a good seller level. the way in which I felt like I had to immediately rush home and like get everything packaged and write a fucking note, like all this stuff that I really truly don't want to do, but felt like I had to do in order to sell it. No, I throw it away. Number one. So I'm just going to throw it away. Number two, I also don't do declutters because here's my reality. Um, I typically mostly only buy things I'm interested in. There was a short period of time in 2020 where I was buying like content, like buying product for content, but realistically, the majority of the stuff I buy is stuff I like. I make content based on products I enjoy or I thought that I would like. Like I didn't buy this so that I could have a conversation about it on the channel. I bought it because like I was like, oh, this looks interesting. And I like that it's a blush palette. I love blush. Blush is a good time. Blush is my party time. I'm disappointed it didn't work. You know what I mean? I'm actually disappointed. And now I'm gonna see, you know what? There's one other thing I might try with this, and that's probably gonna be the Danessa Myricks, like that clear, what I can't remember the names of it, but you know, I have them. It's like a gel, like a gel. I have bad listen, my memory, hot trash. I have the worst memory for names of almost literally anything. But I think I'll put that with this. It is a skill that I have cultivated through years of belching with my mother on the couch. So I don't like it, but I do think that these conversations that people have around decluttering, especially when you're trying to talk about it in terms of consumerisms, duet bomb. Thank you, Catherine. Um, is ugly because realistically you cannot blame the end user. Like I'm always going to be a staunch advocate of that. You cannot blame the end user. If you create something that isn't created properly to dispose of easily, that is on the person who made it. Do you see what I'm saying? You cannot like look at the end user of the product and then eat them up. Also, some of this stuff comes in PR. Some of it comes whether you ask for it or not, you know? So like but declutters have become more and more of this like weird thing. And I don't like to make them. I know people like them for varying reasons, which is good. I know other people don't love them. But if you don't like them, you know, like don't watch them, but you do. And I know this because they get views. And for me, also, declutter content is usually about once or twice a year. And then you'll also see, like, especially if they're waiting until Vlogmas to do it, baby, listen. They gonna milk that. As a creator, they're gonna milk it. They're like, here is the blush declutter. Here is the matte lipstick declutter. Here is the gloss declutter, cream blush declutter, indie eyeshadow palette declutter, high-end luxury palette declutter. It's really gonna, they're gonna drag that shit out. That's all I ask. Listen, if y'all gonna be doing declutters, just like 3 parts max. Anything past that, like y'all, come on. And I don't even need you to break it up into different types of products. Just be like declutter part 1 and just like go through your shit. I don't see becoming human. I like to listen to declutters while I fall asleep because they're always 2+ hours long. And I like the clickety clack of the products and the time lapse. Yeah, nice. Olivia, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So the second thing that is another thing that a lot of us do, it's stale. And one of the reasons I'm going to do this is because I think that a lot of this content is stale, but we can't do anything else because anytime we try to do anything different, most people don't even let that creator make it. And so you end up falling back into just doing this shit. So tutorials. Now, the reason everybody wants to say, like, oh, it's views that we don't do it, which, yes, that's part of it. But the biggest reason that nobody really does tutorials anymore is because, much like White Ariel, the old tutorials still exist. Do you know what I'm saying? Just because there is a Black Ariel doesn't mean White Ariel doesn't exist. And it's the same thing with a tutorial. If you're looking for a hooded eye tutorial, it's still there. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's still there. Whoever has the best hooded eye tutorial with whatever palette or colors or this type of shape, like whoever has it, it still exists. And therefore that is why doing it now doesn't garner the views. That's our reality. Like it doesn't do anything. It doesn't if like there's plenty of creators that I know who have hooded eyes, bad to the brow. Emily Hanhan has them, imperfectly M. But I'm telling you right now, even if they did a tutorial on it, uh, if you were to get in your YouTube search button and be like, hooded eye tutorial, they're not going to come up. It's going to be whoever made the most popular one or two of those. And so, like, tutorials, the biggest reason they don't get views is because they end up getting lost and amongst all of the stuff. Mm, Honestly, Tamia, it's really when should you throw away an eyeshadow palette? It's really up to you. I know this is gonna sound wild, but like if you have a bunch of like I have a shit ton of eyeshadow palettes. It's gonna be a really long time before I have to throw most of them away. And the only reason I throw some of them away at this point is because like the pigmentation has down. Like that's it. I'm not gonna throw it away just because it's 2 years old. Because chances are, with the amount of eyeshadow palettes I hoard and have, yes, that's right, hoard, because I like to hoard my treasures like the dragon I am. But the chances of me having used every one of those palettes in the time frame necessary for me to necessitate throwing it out are very slim, so I just keep them. Listen, I'm always here for Wayne Goss slander, and I said it. I don't care. That man can kick rocks, okay? And it's not like he would ever be anywhere, first of all, near my content because I'm old, and we all know how Wayne Goss feels about old ladies. So I'm over 40. He's probably gonna make a video being like, how to look trashy and old. And he's gonna show how terrible that my makeup style is. So, kick rocks. I'm so mean. I'm going to hell. And I don't care. Y'all are coming. You're watching. So, anyways, but so the tutorials have given way to the get ready with me, which is where we are now. Now, one of my favorite creators who does get ready with me is Tina from the Fancy Face. Really good ones. She has such a good time, puts on makeup, has lovely stories, has family, does like little things that she puts into the video, inserts, whatnot. And this is still a form of a tutorial without being focused on the content. And I think that one of the reasons so many of us enjoy tutorials is because, or excuse me, get ready with me is because like while I'm using this in the video that I filmed today, and I'm not gonna, edit because instead I did this. But while I use this in the video, I didn't have to have like a whole conversation about the palette. Do you know what I mean? I'm busy talking about other things. And so while I'm talking about these things, instead of me like feeling like I have to sell you or not sell you on a product, instead of feeling like this has to be a product heavy conversation, instead of me feeling like that, oh my gosh, Steven, I can't believe it. You like blow my spot up every time. Thank you. It's been hell out here. It's been hell in these streets. So thank you so much. Y'all leave the light on for your postal work. Please leave out some snacks and something to drink. Okay. We don't do food on route. But I think that it's for a lot of us, instead of having to be so product focused and product heavy, I'm sorry, I meant to leave that there. We actually get to like just talk about ourselves and what's going on and how we feel about things and what's making us happy and what's making us sad and interesting, fun things that are going on. Now, I know some people, again, because nosy bitch here, are like, I don't like it when they talk about their lives. And again, that's the bitterness talking. Honestly, I feel like a lot of people are just like angry. They feel like all parasocial relationships are bad, and that's on them. Sorry, I don't think there's anything wrong with a parasocial relationship. We all have them. We had them before YouTube, and we're going to continue to have them long after. The only problem with a parasocial relationship is if it gets weird, if it gets creepy, if you suddenly befriend all the people that you had a parasocial relationship with. That's not me at all. No, just kidding. But like realistically, we all have to have friends, whether they're real or imagined, right? We all have to have things that keep us going. And so for a lot of folks, those parasocial relationships are them, especially for a lot of neurodivergent people who the reality of like going out and making friends or like spending time out in the world with people is stressful. So a get ready with me is a good time. Oh, Angela, they're watching because they hate watching. It's a weird thing. It's a really weird thing. For legal reasons, I must say that is true. Um, but But yeah, the get ready with me is like a nice space for the content creators as well, because it just gives us like a nice spot to chill out. But of course, there's only so many of those you could do. Because honestly, if I were able to just do get ready with me's all the time and not feel stressed about like making content, I would just do those. Like I literally, most of my videos would just be getting ready to go have dinner with my mom, like I do all the time, and like aggressively and violently slapping makeup on my face, like I do when I'm going to a place. So like that is what it would look like. Um, but then this particular form of makeup content that I'm about to talk about next, you can set a recession by this content, by how popular it is, right? The more popular that this particular content is, the more likely we're in some kind of recession or financial crunch. And that is the ever popular anti-haul content made popular by Kimberly Clark, right? So, currently we're in a recession, in case y'all didn't know. And I say this because I do think that with anti-haul like content, you have again two camps. You have one camp that understands what the point of an anti-haul is. Sometimes it is to be able to talk yourself out of something and say, hey, I don't need that because I have XYZ. But other times, by discussing a product, you may find, hey, you know what? I'm kind of talking myself out of it, but I realize I don't have anything like that in my collection. And I'd like to try this particular product out, right? So you can talk yourself out of or into products doing an anti haul, howsoever. As viewers of the content, sometimes people just take it too personally, which is really wild. Like it's makeup, first of all. And I don't, are you hanging these brands? I'm sorry. That was rude. But like, are you? Because the way people get upset, like I don't like Natasha Denona's makeup, and I don't like her probably as a person or what she portrays. I don't like her, and I don't like her makeup. It's fine. I don't care. It's wild to me that people will actually get like offended and be like, "Well," I'm like, chill out. Like it's literally makeup. Relax. Like me not liking her doesn't mean you can't still like her and her makeup. Like I don't care. You know what I mean? Buy her shit, wear it, whatever. I'm not into it, but you live your life. And I think too, the thing about anti-hauls is people also sometimes get mad if you anti-hauled something and you bought it. But like I said previously, sometimes by you talking about something, you realize I don't have something like that and I would like to try it. Like it's been a minute since I got a blush palette. The last blush palettes I got were from Juvia's Place, you know? And I thought, oh, I should try that out. And now it's bad, you know? Yeah. Smart and fun. And that's the thing. I think that there's a few different forms of it, right? There's a like, I don't know if I'm gonna, and like almost all of the thumbnails of that type is always like, and we have to have our clickbait thumbnails. I'm not shitting on anybody for it. Like we have to have our clickbait thumbnails. I just started like putting stuff directly over my face because I feel like if YouTube doesn't know I'm black, then they'll push my content. But the anti-haul content is very helpful for a lot of us in general, just to be able to like talk about the releases. However, I will say it's become harder and harder and harder to do. I know Abby Williamson sometimes gets frustrated because like that's one of the highest rated pieces of content that she has on her channel. And it becomes frustrating because she wants to do other things. And honestly, I like some of her other content far more than her beauty content. Sorry. I love you, Abby. I'm not being mean, but like, it's true. But like, oh my goodness. Wow. Wow. Wow, wow, thank you. Thank you, Natalie. Appreciate the love. Festivus. Yes. Yeah, I'm listen, I think that it's a good time to talk about and enjoy that content, but we get frustrated because it does start to feel like people just want you to talk about all of this stuff all the time. And it's hard to keep up with the way that these brands are releasing shit all the time. That's one of the reasons why we have New Makeup Nonsense Bingo and New Makeup Hangover, because they release so much makeup that it becomes an impossibility to keep up with it. If we did it every 2 weeks, we're just behind the ball. So yeah, and obviously currently I can't do a lot of editing. So I mean, I'm trying to, I really can't right now. Even when I have the energy, like a little energy when I get off work, most of the time, it's like live streaming is really easy for me to set up. It's just like boom, 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 because like I have this whole setup already. This is my Twitch setup anyway. So I can just like pop on, have a chill time, and I didn't have to like do a lot for it. Like this, obviously I have on makeup, and that was because I filmed. Yeah. You do get tired of it, right? Like you do get tired of creating specific forms of content. And that's why, is anyone else starting to notice the sterile smell in the community at this point as I go through this? Because now we're going to talk about one of what I felt like for a long time was one of the most disingenuous pieces of content out there. And that is the no buy and the low buy. And one of the reasons that I felt like it was disingenuous, and that's not everybody, don't get on me, but a big reason I felt it was disingenuous is because a lot of times the creators who were doing this who started doing it after, because a lot of times originally it was for us down here at the bottom. You know what I mean? If you're a broke bitch, if you're a broke a broke gay, it was for us. The low buy no buy was because we didn't have any fucking money. We didn't have any money, so we were like, I'm gonna go on a low buy and whatnot, and that way you could like be more creative with what you had and do all these different things, create a budget, etc. But then like the larger creators started doing it, and this is where it becomes disingenuous. So many of them getting so much PR, right? And you started to notice when you were watching it, you're like, bitch, how come you have every new release? Like did you not just say that you're on a low buy? And they are, but they get virtually everything in PR. So it doesn't even matter. Like and the reason that I don't like that is because this is my opinion, obviously, but I don't like it because I'm broke. And when I realize that you're also not broke, what is your low buy? Explain what explain what you're low buying. You're not on a low buy. Like I so what you're saying at this point is I'm just not gonna a low or no buy. It's like, yeah, you have the privilege to not do that because brands are sending you all the shit, which respect. There's nothing wrong with that. But please stop calling it that. Just be like, I'm not buying any shit because I get a lot of it in PR. Be like, I just want people to be honest and say the real words instead of not saying the real words. But that's a me thing, right? Semantics. Say the real words, which are, I get a lot of PR, so I'm on a no buy because honestly, a lot of the stuff that I would buy, it gets sent to me. So I may as well just not do that. Also, I don't feel like doing that. And plus, since I get all this PR, I'm able to take that money and put it into doing things like getting a better camera, better lighting, etc., etc., etc. Like, just be honest about it instead of like pretending like you actually give a shit. Like, please stop pretending. It's annoying. It's irritating for most of us, especially once we started to understand and realize like that you're on all these PR lists. It's fine. I'm on PR lists as well. I'm no shade. I'm just saying if I said I was going on a low buy, please know I'm broke. That's why I don't call it that. I'm just broke. Now, another form of content that I personally don't enjoy, and this is where things are going to get a little controversial, is my boyfriend, girlfriend, partner, dog, cat, H.H. Holmes ghost, does my makeup. Now, the reason I don't like this, me personally, is because if you are a woman, trans women are women, if you are a woman and you are dating a cishet man and you let him share screen time with you and your gorgeousness, I am disgusted. I am so disgusted. I don't even like it when men breathe. I'm so upset that like I'm just like, you are a goddess. Why is this disgusting monster sharing the screen with you, doing your makeup? He's making you look like a clown. Fuck that guy. And so, anyways, I just don't like them. Like they're normally like boyfriend, like partner reveals. No, leave him, leave him in the background. Leave him a voice in the back being like, do you want to eat Chinese food? Leave him back there. Okay. We don't want to see him. I don't want to see him. Throw him in the trash because I don't like him. I'm like, you are a goddess. What is this like? What is this turd that you are dating? I am disgusted. Listen, there's nobody. There's literally nobody that I think is good enough for any of my friends that are women, especially if they're a man. Listen, this is a man-hating channel. Let me do my thing. Cishet specifically. And I can't deal with it. I'm like, no. Like every creator I love that is a woman who's like, this is what, no, throw him away. Please. I hate it. Throw him in the trash. Like it's just Dark Angels comes back in. Samantha Ravendell was the first I saw doing a no buy. It was after she stopped receiving PR. She realized how much she was spending, so she kept back. Exactly. That makes sense. And Allie, they never come across as cute, sweet, funny as they intend. It's just an excuse for him to be misogynistic the entire time because he doesn't know what he's doing. Yeah, I don't like it. I get that you want to be cute, but throw him away. So I'm so sorry. Now, if you're queer coupling it, I'm here for it. Okay. I'm here for it. But I don't want to see your straight boyfriend back there. It's just irritating me. I hate it. I hate it so much. I'm so sorry. Like I know that it's like, but this is a queer space, and I'm sorry. I hate it. It's very annoying. But also, we all know, like most of us know that it's like a partner reveal, and it's how you're just trying to be like cute or whatever, and most of us don't feel good about it. Paul Giamatti is the exception to the rule, and but the difference is, it's literally because he is the antithesis of all of those things. He just is. He's just very much like he will try all the stuff. It doesn't bother him. He's having a good time. Like he seems to, and I think the other thing too is that it seems that he spends time learning and understanding like what various makeup products do and all of that kind of stuff. So it's not like he's just some jackass boyfriend who's like, I don't know how much things cost. It's makeup. And you know what I mean? Like he doesn't sit over there like having a panic attack when he finds out that a foundation is $75. So it's just like it's a different deal. Yeah. Abby's man as well. He's like, he gives me like the funniest vibe. He's so funny. He cracks me up because the way that he sometimes just goes, I'm trying, but like, yeah. So I just think that most of the time, like, I'm just not into it. So then that brings us into another form of my least favorite content. I hate it with every ounce of my being, and I finally figured out why. And it is the Sephora Ulta hauls or any sale content. And the reason I hate it specifically is because unless any of these stores or brands partnered with you and said, pick out some shit and then talk about it, um, I find it weird that I would be talking to you about a sale that I have purchased nothing from, and chances are I'm probably not going to buy anything from, and then I'm encouraging you to use my links. It's weird. There's something weird, like for me. Like again, this is a me thing, not an everybody thing, but it's something weird. It feels weird for me and disingenuous to me, from my spirit, to have a conversation with you about sales and what you should like, unless I have the product in hand and I'm like, oh, you can get the lipsticks from this NYX, like whatever, because it's nice. I mean, it's not as dry. It sits comfortably. You can wear it for several hours. It does that very well. I haven't tried it with the gloss yet, but like blah, 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 blah. But there's only so much of that content you can watch. And like, honestly, if I'm going to watch that kind of content, I really want you to have the products in hand that you're talking about. Like, I don't want you, like, first of all, I don't do it, not even when I have the money, but because um, I'm just re-upping. Like 99% of the time when those sales come around, I'm literally re-upping. I need to like, I'm just like, oh, I need to get my Sunday Riley good jeans. I need to get my Tatcha moisturizers and my Tatcha cleansers. That's it. Like that's all. And it's just like a boring time. Like I don't want to watch it on screen. I don't want to see any of it. And it's just like a weird sensation. I do think that it also, especially as like money gets crunched for a lot of people, brings out like the bitter bitches en masse, and like they're just not, yeah, some buy random stuff in those. Wait. There it is. Some buy random stuff in the Sephora and Ulta haul too. I don't know. I bought it because it's on sale or whatever. Yeah, that's the thing. And it's something that I do try to keep myself from. Like, do I do it sometimes anyway? Yes. But I'd rather keep it a secret. You know what I mean? Keep it to myself. Keep it to myself. Which of course leads us into another form of content, which is the haul video, which can be fun, and it just depends. There's a few different kinds of hauls, but one of the worst and most disingenuous hauls, obviously, is the I botta or I spenta, because 9 times out of 10, the I botta, I spenta are not true. Like I spent $500 at Sephora, but really Sephora gave them $500. And that's what they should say instead of I spent, because like you didn't spend, you were gifted, and then you, okay. But I do think that like haul videos in general are just not like, they can be fun. And here's the thing, I think no matter who the content creator is, like you could enjoy a haul video from me because you don't get them all the time. Right? So if once or twice a year I do like a little haul video, that's tolerable, right? You're like, yeah, I can watch that because it's not every month I have a haul, right? There's something that just generally for all of us, no matter what your financial situation is, gets a little odd that like you have a haul every month or every couple of weeks. I think it just makes people uncomfortable in general. You don't have to watch it obviously, but I think just generally a lot of people feel uncomfortable with that because they begin to worry about you, even if it's none of our business, parasocially, right? Parasocially, they begin to worry about you and like hope that you're all right. You know what I'm saying? And it's just not, it's not that fun. Like there's only just, mm, you know, this is not a good time. And then we get into product reviews, which I think a lot of us, I don't like doing, right? And the thing is, product reviews will tie back into like the low buy, no buy situation, right? As content, because in order to do product reviews, you must what? Buy product. And as you are starting, right, you can't, you're buying a lot of stuff and then you can't really continue on this buying trajectory for too long because then you won't have any fucking money. So you go up here and you're like, ha, 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 and then you crash down unless you get like put on PR lists pretty early and pretty quickly, which is a reason that a lot of people like need and want to be on a PR list, is because it does help to cut costs so they can continue to review. But also reviews are personal. I mean, this is where things get ugly because if Teresa likes something, if Emily likes something, but I don't like it, it doesn't mean any of us are lying. It means we all have different preferences, right? If Jen likes something that I don't like, it doesn't mean that Jen is lying. It means, and that I'm not lying. It doesn't mean that I'm lying and she's telling the truth. It means that we have different tastes in makeup, right? And the problem with this product review content is that people have gotten so bitter and jaded about all the stuff that's happened in the past, and those people just, I'll get there in a different live, but those people won't let it go, right? And so because of this, you either have to, like Robert's talked about this as well, you either have to come out being like, I hate everything about this, blah, 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 and just destroy it, especially and specifically if it's PR. Or if you like a lot of things, like I tend to, because I bought the things that I liked, I'm suddenly a liar, right? And then it's like, well, you only trashed this because it was cheap. I'm like, no, I trash it because it's like the thing that I bought that I didn't like. Okay. Like, I'm so sorry. But like, I don't know what y'all want. Like, and the reality is you can't, if you're a small content creator, or like you cannot exist on product reviews alone. You just can't do it. So it's going to become cyclical, right? You do product reviews, you're going to move into a low buy no buy situation because you really just can't continue to afford it, and then you're going to move into like a shop my stash situation so that you can make it. That's another form of content. Look at, you see, I'm so proud of myself right now. I'm doing the damn thing. But you move into the shop my stash content, right? And the shop my stash content is intended for us to, one, be a little bit more financially conscious, which I don't really care about, but do you. Also, to kind of talk yourself out of maybe buying things that you're like, maybe I don't need to buy that. Maybe I can dupe it, right? Maybe I can dupe this vibe. Maybe I can dupe this or that. And yes, that is actually very true. But we get pushed down so far that I gave up. I gave up. I had some of the most in-depth foundation reviews in this bitch. I'm not even kidding. Like there used to be jokes all the time about like that I would be standing at a volcano being like, "Hi folks, it's me, Audra at home. I'm trying this foundation. I am now standing at the mouth of an active volcano and I'm getting very minimal sweatage, very minimal problems." Like that's how in depth my foundation reviews were. But you push down, and I honestly just got tired of doing it. Although I still do it now in different ways. I will actually like tell people like What I'm wearing right now is the L'Oreal Paradise, the skin paradise. What is Paradise? Paradise. Para paradise. Oh, but y'all aren't expecting Coldplay today, and now you got some. Um, but I'm wearing that, right? And I have that. I've been wearing it for multiple days, um, out and like outside, you know, all day. It looks really good. I like it a lot. I enjoy it. And I've gotten compliments on it. They're like, I like your makeup. I'm like, bitch, I know. Anyways, I remember. And here's the thing, too. I don't like any Fenty complexion products. I don't like any of them. Every last Fenty complexion product, all of them. I've tried them. I like them initially. They all oxidize because most of these when I was trying BT Dubs, I was trying uh during the pandemic, the pandy, which is still happening by the way. But when we were all stuck inside though, right? Um, and then I got to go outside. Every last one of them turns ashy gray. I look like hot garbage. Hot garbage. I don't like them. I don't like them. I don't like the bronzer either. I don't like Trophy Wife. I have it. I don't like it. You know what I like from Fenty? Their lip products. That's it. That's it. That is all. I'm glad for what they did for the industry, but I don't like them. Let me live my life. Um, but the Shop My Stash is cool. But the problem is, like, nobody can continue to just do Shop My Stash content over and over and over again. As much as people want to pretend that, like, oh, well, this person got to 1 million subscribers by doing tutorials and using their old makeup. And I'm like, you're talking about the exception, which is not the rule. Like, please stop using the exception to the rule as like your example. When we're talking about this kind of content, when people are talking about tutorials don't get views, you cannot bring up the one person out of the hundreds of thousands of creators who's made it doing that thing. Like, that's the exception. You can't be like, and y'all said it couldn't be done. That's the exception to the rule. Like, you're being ridiculous at this point. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? If you know that 99% of the time when you pass gas, it doesn't smell bad, but that one time it's gonna be like, whoo, that's the exception to the rule. Like, that's why you would sit there and be like, my gas doesn't stink. You know what I mean? And then if somebody were to come up to you and be like, no, you had that one that smelled like, old hot trash and run over, animals and like a goat sat on my face, then, you have to look at them and be like, yeah, that was one time. You have to relax because all the other times it didn't smell like that. Exception, rule. Don't know why we went there, but here we are. So then we get into the monthly and the yearly faves. So for me, I don't like doing yearly faves because even when I try to do monthly faves, there's a few reasons I don't enjoy it. I don't enjoy it because one, I do not want to buy enough products to necessitate needing to go through and do a video where I talk about my monthly faves. That's a lot of shit. I'm sorry. It is. It's a lot of stuff to buy, even just to do 10 products. Even just to be like, even to do 5. That's a lot of shit that I'm trying to try all month to tell you whether or not it's good. And even that, it's not like a full 30 days. You know what I mean? I'm not using it every day. I prefer to use a product over varying periods of time to really be able to let you know if I like it. And I can't keep up in the beauty world because one, I'm ancient and elderly, but two, I really like to be able to use some shit. You know, I like to be able to use it. And I personally don't feel like if I had, like, how am I going to have 3 foundations in a monthly favorites? I don't wear like I wear foundation every day basically because I work every day right now. So, and then on the days I'm not working, I'm filming. So I kind of wear a foundation every single day, but I'm not changing them out every day. But also depending on the weather depends on which foundation I put on my face. You know what I'm saying? So like so I find the whole thing. Do y'all like my mug? Anyways, it's it's a goat. But I think that there's a level of it. Hey, grandma's in here. But I think that there's a level of, for me, I don't want to buy that much stuff to have a monthly faves video. Even though I get stuff in PR, I don't want to just specifically talk about that either. And then I don't feel like I need a yearly faves, because if I were doing monthly faves, I mean, just go watch that. You know what my brain cannot comprehend why I would need to create a whole other video being like, these were my favorites of the year. And it's like, and then they'll be like top 10, but I'm like, bitch, there's 12 months in the year. There should be 12. I just feel like at least 11. Like you can't get to the end of the year and then be like my top faves and then like be like top 10. No, what? No, there should be. How have you been doing this every month then? Liar. No, I'm just kidding. But that's not content that I enjoy doing, because I don't want to do it all the time. I did for a while create my own like kind of bops and flops, where I would actually kind of go back a lot of times into products that I'd already used before and like retried them and was using them again, and just kind of letting you know how I felt about it like months later. That's how I went on that back and forth with the Charlotte Tilbury bronzer, which I'm back on again. I like it again now. It's good. It's good. It took a while. I also changed how I do my bronzer, so that probably helped. So there's that. So like empties content is some of my least favorite content. I will never do it. It's so hard for me to like. I have like 2 or 3 things over there that are empty that I was like, oh, maybe I'll try to do. I'm gonna throw them away because that's who I'm in. I just can't. Like, it's literally the Danessa Myricks skin oil or whatever. Love that shit. It's glorious. If you have oily skin, it's great to put on your skin. For me personally, I use it as my like nighttime skincare routine. I alternate. I have 2 different skincare routines that I do on alternating nights. And then I also have, what was the other thing? Oh, I emptied out the papaya from Good Magunda Palm. And it's orange. It's a cleansing balm from Gagu. I can't remember the name of the company. You know what I mean? They do all the fruit. Very expensive. Very expensive. They do all the fruit. This is why I'm terrible. They're going to excommunicate me from the community. There's going to be a thread being like, how dare Audra at home talk shit about beauty and they can't even remember the names of the products? What a loser. Yeah, you're right. I am. Glow recipe. Thank you, Kiara. I had the good noise. I was like, almost there. But I do feel like I did use that. I like am into my second one. I love that shit. It's so nice. I know, James, if you made it this far into listening to it, although you might have woken up because it's like getting early morning and probably anyways. James Welsh, that's who I'm talking to right now. I'm telling you right now. There is a difference between cleansing balms. I don't care what he says. He'll be like, there's not really. There is, James. There is. Because I have several. I've tried several different ones. Okay. And listen, the glow recipe one it's papaya. It smells good. It feels good. It does feel like a sherbet on your fucking face. It's glorious. I'm so sorry. It's a magic. It is a joy that I can't even begin to tell y'all. Like, it feels so good. And there are other ones that are inexpensive. Like, there's a Beauty Bay one that's oatmeal-y. There's one from Ipsy's little brand that I can't remember the name of, but they have and those ones smell like wax. Ruins my experience. So next up, moving into more of our content here. We only have a few more left. We're going to try to get out of here, but within an hour. I'm going to try. All right. We're going to talk about reacting to TikTok content or React content in general and in the beauty world. Like Hannah Smoky Glow would doing my makeup like an Instagram model. I could probably do one that's like attempting to follow so-and-so's tutorial. Like because they're fun and they're funny and it's interesting watching people attempt to try other people's techniques, etc., etc. And that's fun. Actually, that is fun content. I think that those are fun pieces of content. Those are the more newer, I think more innovative and innovative. Is that a word? Are they both 2 words? We're going to say that they are for now. For my purposes, innovative and innovative are two different words, and we're just going to let that live. Um, but I think what makes those fun is that you get to see like the personality of the beauty enthusiast having a nice time, getting to laugh, getting to just like not really be like into. Listen, listen, if I can find this TikTok before I leave, okay, we might check it out. If I can figure out a way to get it up here. I should have done that before, but like good times. And I am still trying to do that video, but like I'm tired. I'm tired. Yes, like I love this. I actually enjoy this kind of content because you get to see people laugh and have fun and genuinely enjoy themselves. You know what I mean? And I think that's fun. I think I like doing that kind of content. And I do think that that helps to revive the beauty community's content. Although I will say that TikTok is not going to save the beauty community. And that is for a live stream on another day. Then we have vlogs, which again, personal, fun content. Everybody doesn't love those. People still sometimes want you to create another channel. I don't think that that's true. I think that, like, honestly, let me be very real with y'all. People work very hard to monetize one channel. To work that hard, like Kelsey is so brave. Kelsey Brianna J, so brave. Like, I mean that. Like, created another channel expecting it, but she knows she is going to succeed because she has that kind of faith in herself. I don't have that faith in myself. I'm like, I am built to fail. But I spent so much time, and like so many other creators on here have spent so much time and energy just trying to get your one channel monetized. The thought of trying to create another channel, and I've said this before in old live streams, creating other channels only works if you already have a large original channel. But even then, it's kind of a pain in the ass, and I don't want to. So expect when I finally finish this video that I've been working on for probably, and perfectly M knows, probably like a month and a half at this point. When I finally finish it, I'm hoping to get that done. I don't know, before the end of the year. It's just gonna go up on this channel. Like I did create another channel, like my media channel, but I think I'm just gonna keep putting this shit up here because like it's a good time. And I worked too damn hard to get this channel monetized to start putting all the shit on another channel. So, just ignore the content you don't want to watch and then watch the shit you do want to watch. Which brings us to unpopular opinions. I know so many people hate unpopular opinions, but what they don't realize is that people like me like to hang out with you because I want like this to be more than just a parasocial relationship. It's one of the reasons, aside from being able to continue to create content, that I have channel memberships and I have a Patreon. It's not a cult, BGC. I see y'all. It's not a cult. The point is that we get to actually interact with one another and become people to each other. You know what I mean? Like you're not just like, oh, a subscriber, Maisha, is not just a subscriber. You know what I mean? Like there's more to that. Kiara is more than just KY coconuts. Do you see what I'm saying? I see Kiara in multiple places. Kiara does amazing makeup looks, like just sandbags us in any Zoom. We'll be like minding our business, and then here they come. Just I'm like, I'm sorry, I didn't know you were trying to upstage me. But it's so much fun to like be able to have this kind of space. Also, unlike this space right here, right? Um, like no offense to anybody here. That's not what I'm saying. But when I'm on this live stream, if I did not have any of my mods here, there are a lot of like weirdos and strangers who can come in here, just be disruptive, be hateful, be nasty. I've had people try to, because they realized that they couldn't just type in the N word and whatnot, try to like put it in there and like just try to be insulting and hateful. Doesn't bother me. I don't care. I have to know you for you to hurt my feelings. But I do care about the people in the chat, and I don't want any of you all getting triggered or feeling hated because this is a safe space and I made it safer. So by having a space over here where there's no trolls, where everybody can have fun, where everybody of all makeup levels and all makeup skill, we can just do makeup and you're not feeling like you're getting judged. Thank you. The sex spots, like all of those things. That's where we hang out. That's what we do. It's not like I feel like people just think that everybody's just over there. I see now what's up. I feel like a lot of people, especially people who haven't joined any of anybody's like Patreons or any of that stuff. Not saying you have to. I'm just saying I've seen the conversations around it. I don't think that they realize that what's happening in there isn't like weird cult stuff. It's actually just getting to know people and being able to have fun, safe spaces where we watch movies, have live streams, etc. And listen, January, okay? Like as long as I'm a postal worker and a regular and a scrub, November from Thanksgiving until January, like I'm sorry, it's not a good time for content. I apologize, but also I can't like not do anything about it. So yes, thank you, mods. So then that brings us to the unpopular opinions where I was talking about it. The cool thing about the unpopular opinions is it's nice to be able to work with and talk to our community. If y'all saw Kaki's latest video, I feel like it was latest, probably not latest to me because that's what I watch, where they were talking about like, we're going to leave these things behind. That video was so fun. And she was able to get that information from like putting polls out, saying like, hey, what do y'all think should happen? And then people responded, and then like that's interactive content. Why do you think we love doing live streams? Oh my God. Hey, friend, I love you so much. I love you. I haven't talked to you in so long. I've been working so hard. Actual friends in life, So like it's nice. So like I feel like when you do that, you get to like actually have a community with people. I don't feel like enough, especially the bitter bitches in the community, understand that there are those of us who are actually trying to create real community outside of, hey, buy this shit, hey, use my links, like etc. I don't even care if you use my links. It really doesn't matter. Honestly, it doesn't matter. It ruins me tax wise anyway. So like, don't. So like, don't, don't do it. Exactly. And that's it started making me like began to realize that like she gets it, like actually gets it. She's not putting it on that she gets it, like she actually gets it. Y'all don't tell Kaki I'm talking about her, but like, but she does. She actually does get it. She's not putting out like a pretense of I get it. I feel like at least that's how I feel about it. I don't feel like she's putting out the like, hey, I'm woke, as people like to say it. Like I'm so into it. I'm an SJW, like that kind of vibe. I feel like she actually does understand it. Also, I will say everybody who keeps talking smack about low-rise jeans, I do understand. I do understand the ED of it all. But also, can we please just like for a minute think about those of us who don't have a torso? Thank you. Thank you. Some of us don't have torsos. Appreciate it. So yeah, that's why people do those unpopular opinion videos. It's really to connect with their community in the best way that they can. So so that's that on that. Kelly, oh my God, you did not have to do that. Thank you. This is like the worst time for you to join too, because I'm just like the second that I don't have to work 6 days a week again, Jesus, like listen. And listen, here's the thing too. I absolutely adored and continue to adore the tire around that like poofs out. Come and get it. Come and get that muffin top. I mean, don't actually touch me, but like come and get it. I love my muffin top. I think it's glorious. I like to pinch it. I like to rub it. It is the thinking muffin top. I enjoy it. It's a great time. I'm sorry. I thought it's a good time. I mean, I don't like the underwear thing. I wasn't into the whale tail. I'm not into it, but like I did, I don't have a torso. So it was like the only thing. The mom jeans are like right underneath my titties, like right underneath them, just like boop. Looks odd, awkward. See, Laura gets it. We look ridiculous, all right? We look odd when we're trying to high waist it. So then we have the ranking content. I actually can't do this. It's not that I dislike it. I can't do it. I cannot rank my pretties because how am I supposed to like hurt the other pretties' feelings by telling them this pretty is prettier than this pretty? Like I'm not doing that. I'm sorry. And I can't do, I can't do, every time I try it, I'm like, well, what, it would literally be 30 minutes to an hour of me trying to, oh, well, so I like this one. I will show you all my shit. I will be like, this is every single Nomad palette I have. And I can even include discontinued if you want. I'll be like, this is everything that I've got from them. This is every single discontinued palette I've got. I have one Pat McGrath palette and I barely use it, but I have it. So there's that. I have one Natasha Denona palette now because I broke the other one. That was a good time. That was a fun video a long, long time ago. But high rise equals weird onesie. I live for that. But like ranking is fun. I think it can be fun for some folks who like ranking, but I'm not into it. Like I won't really watch it, but everybody knows that content. It's fairly stale. And that's the thing. If I did do a ranking video, it really would be like 40 minutes, probably longer, of me being like, okay, so I have these palettes in front of me. If I were in a saw trap and I had to select one of these, or my jaw would get ripped from my face. I choose, and that would be my ranking, how I would have to rank. So those are fun. Then we have skincare. We're almost to the bottom of this. We've almost made it to the end, an hour in. We have skincare, which is a form of beauty content, obviously, because it does have to do with beauty. This got super big in 2020. Obviously, we were all home. I've always been an advocate of skincare. I'm the original skinfluencer. Y'all don't know. I was doing skincare before James and Robert were born because, first of all, I am way older than you think that I am. And also, I gave birth to them. And finally, one of the most popular videos on this channel is the 5-day Manyo Skincare Challenge. I did that when I lived in a room post-divorce with a man who, I didn't live with this man. The man lived in the room next to me, and he got African prostitutes. It made things a little uncomfortable. Black Africans specifically. It was a little odd. Anyways, that was a strange time in my life. Anyways, I did it in there. Yellow lighting, horrific. But the thing about skincare, even for the people who do skincare content, is like there's only so much that they want to like ruin their own skin. Because it's like they ruin their skin, then they have to take a break and all this stuff. So they had to have stuff in between, which obviously is where we get like the TikTok React content, I read this stuff on, and we also end up getting the ingredients, which is the last thing. The ingredient content that they really started to popularize. I know Jen, who's probably still in the chat, I think was one of the first people that I ever saw really talking about ingredients. And then it got super popular with skincare influencers or skinfluencers, if you will. That sounds disgusting, by the way. It sounds like, anyways, we're going to move past it. I feel I just skated right by that and y'all were like, wait, we heard that. And I'm like, I lead an interesting life. Listen, my life literally, I think that my life is actually a movie sometimes. And that is why I have main character syndrome. But anyways, it got really popular, but there's only so much that you can do. And then obviously all of us, how do you keep watching it? Because once you find the shit that you need, you're like, I'm good, right? You're like, oh, I found this thing that I needed for my acne, or oh, I found this thing that I needed for my oily skin, or oh, I found this thing that I needed for my dry skin. And then you just like don't need to keep watching it. Like you're good. And until something changes and you're like, oh, I wonder if there's something similar in price to like da 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 da. But like, yeah, I don't really enjoy ingredient content. Here's my problem with ingredient content and why I don't love it. Everybody hears an ingredient and then they lose their minds and start telling you like what is, and like random people just start telling you like, oh my God, I hope it doesn't have this and it doesn't have this and that because, and I'm like, I have news for you. Whatever works for your skin is what works for your skin. You know what I mean? Like people will tell you all day long, oh, you shouldn't use a physical exfoliant. But actually, yeah, if it works well for your skin and you doing a physical exfoliant once a week, once a month, does wonders for your skin, you should be able to keep doing that and not feel judged by doing it. It's like, I normally do a physical exfoliant at least every quarter, period. Because like my skin has changed significantly in between quarters. And for me, I actually see what it's behaving like after I do that. What I don't do anymore though, charcoal mask. Fuck those. Dry my skin out. Yes. Ingredient content remind me of some anti-vax content. Yes, you did it again, and I appreciate it. Nothing turns me off more than the term skin entertainment. Oh God. Listen. That sounds like Buffalo Bill. Okay. But like the point is, I was able to kind of put together a list of all of that kind of content, right? And that is the cycle of the content that we all do every 30 days, like all 30 days. This is what we do every month. And I think that that's one of the things, one of the reasons that a lot of people are kind of bowing out, like not wanting to watch it, because you've seen this content for literal years at this point. You have watched the declutters, you have watched the product reviews, you have seen the low buys and the no buys turn into buying everything, which turns back into a declutter. You've seen people do product reviews. You've watched all of this stuff kind of come back and forth and back and forth and around and around. You have watched the haul, the sale content over and over and over and over again. You have seen the monthly, yearly favorites. And the problem is, even if you wanted to see people use makeup over and over again that they've talked about or sold you, the reality is one, we have lives again outside of this little box. We live outside of this and still use those products, even if you don't see us using them. The other is that there's only so much content that we can do that features this old stuff, which is like get ready with me. And since there are people who are like, oh, I don't want to watch it, get ready with me, then we have that problem. And then, we tried doing live content, which was joyful, but it did get a little QVC in this bitch for a while. I know. I was there. I saw it. It got a little weird, got a little creepy. All right. It got a little like, oh my God. Oh my God. It got a little weird. I got it. It got a little like $10. I'll take 10, 20, 20, 25. Sold to the buzz back there for $2,500. I know it got weird, but now we're here. And I do feel like what we need in the community truly is our personalities and to be able to make personal content, but not just beauty content. All of this to say, beauty alone will not make it, and it's not going to survive this way. It just isn't. I think that beauty content is evolving, and I think that we're in this like weird, like growing stage. When you cut your hair really, really short, you know what I'm talking about? You get a pixie cut and you're like, bitch, I'm killing it. And then you decide to grow it. And then it gets in this like stage. And it's just like, I'm going to wear a hat every single day for like a month and a half, maybe two, until this doesn't anymore. That's what we are. We're in the stage of the beauty community. And so filters are very interesting. We'll talk about it more, but I will say this about filters. Number one, we have to be very careful, like in general, about how we talk about filters. And I just say this because like everybody's camera, every single person's cell phone camera, and even the camera that you film with, a lot of them come this way. Like you don't even get an option. And sometimes people don't even know because a lot of us turn it on. We just click, we get going. We have no idea that there are beauty filters. Lighting, no, first of all, absolutely nobody is taking an unflattering photo. So the fact that people get in their panties in a wad over the lighting that beauty content creators use, and I'm not mad at you, Kara. I'm just saying we have to talk about this as well, because I do understand the difference between heavily filtering yourself to the high heavens to where that doesn't look like you. I'm looking at you, Michaela Neguera, but I'm looking at that. That's different than like calling somebody out for like the beauty lights, which is literally lighting. Everyone uses lighting. Unless you want all of my videos to just be like, wait, would you prefer that I do it like this? Is it better if I'm just like, all right, guys, here we are. Let's try some new makeup. I'm not using any of false lighting so that you can really see how the product looks on my skin. What the fuck? That would be weird. Like, what do you want people to do? Like, what are you expecting? So like a lot of the shit is built in first and foremost. So there's not a ton that people can do. And again, I get the difference in between heavily changing yourself. I know because I did, again, probably archived it. I did a video a long time ago talking, like showing the difference in between photos that I filtered versus not, like photos that I edited versus not edited. I don't edit my photos now. And the reason I don't is because it was giving me a lot of problems, a lot of self-esteem issues. It was really not good for me as a human being. All right. It's very terrible for you to do that, for me personally. Because the longer that I edited things, the more that you stare at yourself. Listen, you know how you look at another celebrity and you're like, you know what? On second, third, fourth thought, Chris Hemsworth does in fact look like a thumb. So too does Channing Tatum. It's the same thing with you. If you edit yourself, if you're like editing yourself, you're looking at yourself so long that you just start to see all these things that are wrong with you, right? And thank you. That's the thing. Everyone is going to look for their best lighting. Literally, no one's going to try to take a photo. Even in natural light, when I'm taking a photo outside in natural light, I am still looking for good lighting. I don't want to take a photo where I look like the villain. You know, I don't want to look like what are those things from Labyrinth? You know what I mean? There's like ugly little like gremlins, and I don't want to look like them. I don't want to look like an actual gremlin. You know, I want to look good. But like, if you want to be upset about like filter, you want what we're really upset about. The truth is, it's not the lighting, it's not the filter. It's really when you watch someone heavily edit themselves to the point that if you met them in person, you're like, that's not what they look like. If you meet me in person, this is what I look like. That's it. I look like this, like obviously without makeup, but like I do look like this. This isn't like magic. This isn't like, oh my God. You can ask people who know me. You can ask T. You can ask Jen. You can ask M. You can ask Teresa. There's a lot of people that you can ask who would tell you and be like, yeah, shit. You could probably go ask Lacey, Spooky Lips and Fat Hips. Be like, hey, what does Audra look like? Do they really look like that? Yes, I do. Thank you. We theater nerds cannot help it. And most people do this. And we can't. We can't help but subconsciously compare ourselves to the perfection of these folks up here in the silver screens, right? But the reality is, remember this, there's only one you. There really is. There's just you, unless you're a twin, in which case there's two of you, but there's still only one of you. You know what I'm saying? You're different people. You might be the same DNA, and I'm talking about identicals, but you're still different people. There's only one you. No one else can be you, and you can't be anyone else. So enjoy all of the weird, wild, wonderful wackiness that is you. Enjoy the freckles and the moles and the differences that make you look like you. I don't contour my nose because I don't care about being Eurocentrically beautiful. I care about being Audra beautiful. Like today, I went out in an outfit that I literally slapped on and I did not care because I was like, I'm going to go have dinner with my mom. Also, I'm already on fire, so I'm going to have to leave because I'm wearing this fucking sweater. I have the AC on, it's 52 degrees outside, but inside it's hot. So all of this to say, like, I think that we are in a weird stage in the beauty community. It's going to get better, but I think that a lot of people are going to have to prepare themselves for the content to be changing, for more content creators to be doing more than just beauty. And if you want the community to survive and thrive, then I highly suggest you start picking the bits that you like and enjoying those. Thumbs up it. Jesus. It's like the smallest thing. Smallest thing you can do is like hit that thumbs up. You know? Like that's all. Hit the thumbs up just so people know that you like it. If you can't do anything, just do that. Hell, I'm on route and I do it for people all the time. So anyways, I'm going to go. I'm going to wash my face. I'm going to take a shower. Like, listen, I'm going to actually have to like get out of the sweater for a bit and then I'll take a shower because my shower has to be Satan balls hot because otherwise it's not an enjoyable experience. Might shave my armpits today. It's feeling saucy, you know? Gonna take myself out on a date. Anyways, thank you all for coming. Appreciate y'all. Have a wonderful evening. I will see you for the next live stream, which might be Sunday, and we'll talk about what's ruining the beauty community. All right, if I make it out in time on Sunday. All right, if not, I'll see you some other day. But thank you all so much for coming. I appreciate you, and have a great day. What's today? Thursday. Mwah. Happy Thursday. Enjoy Friday. You do not have to subscribe, but you do have to watch.